This is Matt with Hologram Electronics, back today with another Chroma console sound from scratch. Today I've got a Fender Jaguar. I'm using the neck pickup. It sounds like this. And I am going to be using the whammy bar today. So if you hear some pitch stuff, likely it's the whammy bar. Okay, let's engage the pedal and turn mix all the way up. I'm gonna leave it there. Mix is gonna be up the entire time. Let's activate swell. So swell is a unique effect in the character module in that it's not a distortion effect, it's not a saturation effect, but it is a dynamic effect that uses an envelope to track your playing and automate volume swells. With a mount all the way down, you're not going to hear any type of enveloping going on. As we turn it up to 50%, the volume onset will be a little bit more gradual. And then when we turn it up all the way, then as soon as I stop playing or mute the strings, it'll stop. It's a super interactive effect and very touch sensitive, so you can use the dynamics of your playing to control when the swells occur. All right, next, reverb, or the space effect, is a great sound to pair with something like this to add a little extra dimension to it. So let's start with both time and amount at 50%. Amount controls the balance of dry signal to wet signal. So amount all the way down, it's just dry signal. Amount all the way up, you're hearing just the reverb wet signal. So let's just put it at 50. As you might expect, time controls the size or the decay time of the reverb. Turn that all the way up. But we're going to leave it at 50 and maybe turn the reverb time down to something like that. Nice. Okay, so this is a good opportunity to explain something else that's unique about Swell as it relates to the module routing or module order. So right now, all of the modules are routed in their default order: character into movement, into diffusion, into texture. Again, we enter effects setup and we see that displayed to us. Let's just flip it, flip the script, put everything the opposite direction that it is. So now space is going into swell. What happens when we do that? As soon as I stop playing, it gates all of the effects that come before it, which can be really cool with the time-based effects that have a long trail, but you can interact with them in this unique way that allows you to gate a reverb with your instrument. So as the strings are ringing out, it's still open, but as soon as I mute my strings, everything goes silent. But for this patch, I'm going to put it back in the default module order. Now, a shortcut to putting the module order back in its default setting is to press and hold the outside two buttons. When those lights flash, like they just did, that tells you that you've reset everything that you changed in effect setup back to its default value. So module routing, filter type, pre or post effects for capture, so on and so forth. So now swell is going back into reverb again. Perfect. All right, let's introduce pitch, which I've already got tuned to an interval. Let's turn amount down so that there is no pitch shifted signal in the path. Let's bring in that tuned interval. So overall, this is a pretty pristine sound, but what if I want to introduce some intermittent musical disturbance to this? For that, I'm going to use the interference effect, and let's turn them out all the way up and see what that sounds like. It's going to be less intense when we turn them out down, so all of those glitches will be a little bit less frequent. I can add some additional dynamics to this sound by recording knob movements on the amount knob. Let's turn amount down, start a knob recording by pressing these two buttons, and then let's turn it up to 50%, and then turn it back down, leave it there for a second, and then close the loop. So now it sounds like this when we play. So it's off. Now we're back at 50%, and it's off again. It'll just do that infinitely. So that's pretty much it for this patch. I'm just gonna play a little bit, and that will be that.